So Lu Haotian, 28 in the world, has been as high as 24. Has been in a ranking final again. It was 5 years ago now, the Indian Open, 2019. Came through in a decider yesterday against Aaron Hill, 5-4. Big crowd in again, and they're close to the action here in Yushan. It makes quite an atmosphere, as we've already seen this week, and that's always going to be the case when the next man, this man, enters the arena. Yeah, as I say, beat Michael White 5-3 yesterday. The man who needs no introduction, but he's going to get one. So, can RonnieO'Sullivan reach the last 16 and set up a tasty match, let's be honest, with Hussein Vafai? After their meeting, of course, at the Crucible last year. I think all is well between them, but I'm sure memories of that will be flooding back if he gets through. He's not through yet. Lu Haotian beat him last time out in Wuhan. And he's going to get us underway again. He just needed that one chance in frame 4 from the O'Sullivan break-off, a long red. That was that.
Yeah, Sullivan will have to be very watchful, I think, just allowing his opponent in first. Of course, the same applies to Lu Haotian, but he's a pretty good match player. Well, that's actually worked out well. Sullivan would have been on that end red, but for the double kiss. It may look a very inviting plant, but trust me, the reds, as you can see from the overhead, are further apart than would make it a comfortable shot. I think O'Sullivan, I can't speak for him here, but I feel that he has recognised this match as one he could come unstuck in. As you know, you will remember the defeat in Wuhan, and a comfortable win for Lu Haotian that day, and he knows he's going to have to play somewhere near his best. I don't think he is playing his best, O'Sullivan, but you have to be fairly streetwise if he's going to get this match won today. You just get the feeling it is a possible banana skin here. You don't really think of O'Sullivan's been as doubles being his speciality, but it was one that would can only really leave the red he was doubling, or attempting to double. It was a beautifully played shot. So in first, crucially, something on the cue ball for him to time to just regroup. The reds are scattered, but they're all covering each other. Beautifully played shot. This is the last open red, apart from the one that's completely out in free play, but down the centre of the table. He's going to have to do well to get these developed, and he's already decided to go into them at the earliest chance. Never been a player to shirk the issue.
16.
I don't think the split worked out as well as it could. Even the red that was in clear and open play has now been blocked off by the one next to it. I'll have to go into them again at some point.
$24. $25.
Well, maybe a little fortunate this time to be on that bottom red. The key ball
30.
ended up going through the bunch and one of the reds followed it, so it's got to be cued well.
31.
And it was. Nothing's plain sailing in this game, but now it seems that he's done the hard work already in this break to make it happen.
Yes, he's got
38.
things opened up very quickly, hasn't he? Give himself the best chance to kill it off in one visit.
39.
It's worth saying, I mean, he's already broken the prize money record for a single season, 1.14 million so far, with 3 big first prizes left to play for. Potential to get over 2 million. Obviously, he'd have to win them all, which is not easy, but he tends to be winning tournaments this season.
47. $53. $54.
Now, which red will he play on here? Because the others are a little awkwardly placed. You can just land on the top one of the two. In fact, I think they might both go, so it wasn't really that awkward after all.
59.
It was absolutely A1. So the trend is continuing. First player in. He's likely to win the frame, although he hasn't done it just yet. Red colour will be enough. Any colour.
66. $67.
I think if you played an all-day practice session with someone
74.
like O'Sullivan on this table, if you play for 6 or 8 hours, which they often do, you'd probably make about 20 centuries, I should think. It's very conducive to big
75.
breaks, big scoring, all of these tables. And yeah, often you see balls that are put in safe positions. But I'm not sure any red is safe, quite honestly. It's got a cue down on this one. A little tricky, but that was always going to go in anyway. I think the key to snooker tables is often how the balls pop down cushions. And they seem to be
89.
going in pretty nicely. From the pink spot into a direct pocket that you'd expect them to go in.
So he made that 99 in frame 3. But it's surely going to be a century here in frame 5.
Yeah, it's been a very good break. Yes, it's been from a good chance, but well, you can miss down the cushions then, but he won't mind.
No, 102, 51st century of the season. Third here in 2 matches. O'Sullivan, for the 3rd time, leads. It's 3-2. Elliot Slessor, of course, we saw at the Welsh Open, not only get to the semis, but within a frame of the final, lost 6-5 to Martin O'Donnell. He's 3-1 up to Matthew Stevens. I wonder if he's got his bit of paper with all that motivational stuff written on it. I'm sure he has.
It's another good safety shot from Haotian, acknowledged by O'Sullivan. I think O'Sullivan eyeing up the bottom red here on the, maybe trying to come round the angles. Bottom left-hand red, swinging it figure of eight style in behind the green. Didn't quite get enough on it, and that's the problem, you see. Not an easy shot to play on these tables, to get that side and judge it all perfectly. Not an easy table this time, and oh goodness, well it's that's not position A, position Z almost. Had to finish there. I mean, I don't know what he was playing on actually, because the black was never going to be on, nor the pink. What's his colour?
Green.
Green has been nominated. This is an interesting one. He's coming right round the angles here. Not sure that shot is on.
Foul and a miss. RonnieO'Sullivan, 4.
Doesn't often put his opponent back in, though, Sullivan. I'm not sure why he wouldn't here. Especially when he's only playing a safety shot. It doesn't really make any real sense, but he's got his reasons. It's not as if he's played a good shot. Haotian is delighted not to have played that shot out of the snooker again, because I think could have missed it 10 times trying to hit the green.
Neil Robertson has made what could be an important clearance for him. He was behind against Yuan Sijun, but cleared up with 64 and leads 3-1 at the interval. Of course, a big week for Robertson. He needs to win the tournament to get his top 16 place back. Big shot coming up for O'Sullivan, meantime. And the red stays out. So,
不要随意走动，在比赛局间，谢谢大家。
well, referee upbraiding somebody, but scoring chance here for Haotian.
Yeah, of course, O'Sullivan didn't have to play the red there. I mean, I must admit, when I saw him queuing it, I thought he was trying to pot it into the yellow pocket and screw back towards the black. The shot he played, he had no great control over the cue ball. Probably would have been on something, but it was a tough pot. Didn't want this to happen, O'Sullivan. That Liu Shan in first. He's proved that he's in good form. He's an extremely solid player.
1.
Sometimes you call someone a solid player. It's not really a compliment, but I think in this case he is. Very dependable cue action. Despite the ease in which players are making breaks, this will not be easy to score freely here.
7.
In the short term, Reds are up the other end of the table, but the 7 Reds in the bunch have got to be opened up.
Eleven. 12. 17. 18. 23.
So the frame kind of really gets started, I think, once the point of the 7 Reds being opened certainly comes into play, which is going to be quite soon. He's looking at a route into the bunch.
Twenty-four.
'He's not looking at playing the brown and getting on the red up the table. He's looking at getting the bunch open here. One cushion at pace. It's off this yellow. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all.
26.
No, I mean, as long as you're on something, you obviously can continue the break. We've seen before now what look like real good splits, but if you're not on the next red, then it doesn't mean anything. He certainly exudes a different energy to Michael White yesterday. Michael's a terrific player, but has quite a sort of nervy way about him around the table. Liu Haotian kind of looks more calm.
Yeah, very much so. And less phased by playing O'Sullivan. I think that's the
27.
important point, isn't it? Black will go up onto green, nothing else available, unless he moves the red here and now, which I don't think he necessarily has to do. Could conceivably go wrong, that cannon. Maybe it does go on there, I must say. I didn't think it does. No, up onto the green spot, so
34.
still at the table, I think. That's the key. On these conditions, just to stay at the table, occupy the table as long as possible. Even if you're not in prime position, seems there are ways of keeping breaks going.
35.
He's going to look down the line as if he could play into them here. Doesn't have to, of course, with the loose reds available. Decides to do it. He's taken the gamble. He looks a little disappointed. I'm not sure if he's on the red to middle. That's really tight. I think it may go, but it's very much touch and go, that one. No, he wishes he hadn't played the cannon, played on this loose red and kept it safe and simple. If he's got to use right-hand side on this to make the angle, it's extremely missable.
Just hasn't quite given up on it, has he? But I think slowly he's talked himself down here.
Yeah, he can't quite let it go, can he? He knows how important it is to get these frames won when the chance comes. And I think he's going to have to just say no to it.
Yeah, he's still in a bit of a quandary. I don't think he's going to take the pot on.
Haotian 40.
Well, I'm not sure about that shot. O'Sullivan could push the left-hand red out into open play here if he wishes to play that sort of a shot. No, he's tempted to red to middle, it seems. No, it's a terrific shot, though, isn't it? Well, why get reds out when you can knock those in? I know he'll need that left-hand red, but for now he can inch his way back into the frame. Could be that we're about to see the first close frame of this match. O'Sullivan looking to
6.
peg Liu Hushan back with this second chance.
Seven. Thirteen. Fourteen. Nineteen. 20.
As usual, we kind of almost take for granted his left-handed ability. He's played a couple of good shots left-handed, especially one earlier on where he screwed back across the table. You know, it's an amazing skill that he's got, which we've become used to. He wants the black on its own spot, but he hasn't landed very well on it. Didn't look very sure of that. And the cube was landed in one of the few slightly awkward places. Yes, he's got a choice of reds, neither of which are very easy.
27. 28.
Well, that black wriggled in.
35.
Full stretch here.
Using all the pocket again, isn't he?
36.
All of the pocket on these shots. I'm a little surprised he didn't play him behind this red, you know, rather than the double. I think he would have potted that left-handed down the cushion. He did knock in a terrific double earlier, though.
Big shot now in the frame. Not there.
Yeah, I mean, I would have fancied him down the cushion to pot anything right behind it. I know he's missed one or two, but that would have been maybe a surer way of potting the red at the end of that break.
Well, the most interesting frame for sure, and a big one. 4-2 or 3-3, just 5 points in it on this last red. Oh, terrific pot. That's surely the shot of the match.
Yeah, beautiful shot, I agree. It was very well struck. The cue ball as well behaved as he meant it to. So he's on the black perfectly for yellow. Sullivan sort of sat back in his chair when he saw that red go in, greatly disappointed to see it happen. Oh, wow. Wow, that is the miss of the week for me, the shot of the day, followed by the miss of the week.
Well, you saw O'Sullivan sort of react there. He couldn't believe it. What an error. What a blunder. Let's be honest.
2.
Has he just handed the frame and the 4-2 lead to O'Sullivan?
Well, in his career, we've seen most things, O'Sullivan, but his eyes lit up when he saw that yellow stay out. Superb. Superb control. And now surely the finishing touches to the most important frame we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely, in his seat, thought he'd lost the frame, but then that unexpected miss was right behind the pocket.
We saw a brown go in that pocket earlier on, which didn't even look anywhere near, so it was a bad miss on the yellow.
Yeah, incredible. After the great red, 2 shots later,
20 at the frame, Ronnie.
a big mistake from Haotian, and it's going to be hard to recover from it. By far the closest frame of the day has gone to Ronnie O'Sullivan. He leads 4-2. Win the frame impressively, having potted that terrific last red to the green bag, missed the yellow, and now has got to win the last 3 to beat O'Sullivan for a second time this season, and already it's gone wrong because he caught the blue from the break-off, and it's not inconceivable that could be his last shot. Sort of sat down rather disconsolately there. O'Sullivan in immediately, pinpoint with his chance already to get it won.
Well, that's exactly what he wanted after the bonus of the last frame and the surprising miss on the yellow. O'Sullivan's face was a picture as he saw it stay out. Now he's in first around the black spot against an opponent who beat him earlier in the season. One of the few who has. And he's given Ronnie the chance to put the match away here. I think he's played better today than he has yesterday, O'Sullivan, quite honestly. There was a lot of rough edges yesterday. Today he's still not a 10 out of 10 in standard, but he looks incredibly dangerous in amongst them.
Yeah, I think obviously he's held to high standards. He holds himself to them, actually. There's no one more critical of Ronnie O'Sullivan than Ronnie himself, but yeah, it's been an improvement, and that's what you want to do, I guess, round by round.
33.
Interesting table here, isn't it? Because he hasn't made a 147 for a long time. I'm not saying he'll make one here, but it's quite hard to play on any other colour. The blue's away from his spot, which is where he often goes up for the blue. You know, I think he's got to stay on the black for the moment, unless the pink becomes in play when he opens them here. Be more of an effort to play on something else, although that angle suggests he might not play on the black.
48.
He's got to go through bulk on that red to middle. Played it well enough. Yeah, deciding that he's got a match to win. And you can't really argue with that. I never have a problem with that. Players have got an important match to win, more so than the break. It might be different for the World Championships if the player's in line for the bonus for making 2. Because there are 3 players who hold that distinction.
Yeah, and also if we were still in Riyadh with that bonus prize, he might have kept it going.
Yeah, especially next year when it's been doubled.
54.
Well, yellow will be quite interesting here because it will free up the blue, because the yellow won't go back on that spot. It will go on the blue spot. So in a roundabout way, it all adds up to colours being in play. That's what he's looking for at this stage.
Well, it looks like we're heading towards a meeting with Hossein Vafai. There was a lot of talk, controversy last season, of course, when they met. But the match was completely one-sided. O'Sullivan
57.
basically wiped the floor with him. Did his talking on the table. 13-2, and then it was all embraces and friendly talk. Now, that's gone wrong.
Surely he's not gone too far. That's not his Ronnie O'Sullivan trait to not be on a red. Because you get an angle in behind it to see whether it is potable or not. I mean, that's completely out of character, that he wouldn't finish. Look at all the room he had off the black to finish on that red, and somehow he's gone too far. Of all the players in the game, he'd be the last player to expect to make that mistake. To use side on the shot.
65.
Puts his hand up because I think he gave his opponent some false hope there that he was going to get back to the table, but he's not going to do that.
No, the hope's going to be extinguished with this black. Haotian had it in his hands to make it 3-3. That missed yellow, and then the break-off shot in this frame was a sort of hangover from that. He hit the blue, he left the chance, and Ronnie O'Sullivan
73.
has done the rest. Of course, he has played Vafai since the Crucible. They met at the UK Championship semis. Going to be an interesting one. Vafai has a chance to get in the Tour Championship and possibly the top 16 for the Crucible, so he's got lots to play for.
Yeah, I mean, the possibility of a run-in to win this title, of Vafai to play Murphy, to play Carter, to play Selby. I'll say no more, but it would make for interesting viewing, those matches, if they happen.
Yeah, friends reunited.
That's the one, Dave. You put it better than I ever could.
Anyway, a stylish finish from O'Sullivan. He's looked sort of unbothered today, hasn't he? Very businesslike, but focused at the same time. The red has stayed out, so the break ends at 96 and the match ends with it. One chance he needed in the end. Haotian will be very disappointed, of course, with that miss yellow when he was poised to make it 3-3. But the crowd are delighted because they're going to see Ronnie O'Sullivan again. Tomorrow, he's into the last 16 here in Yushan.